Welcome to the Stress Outlet. My name is Dr. Kimberly Quinn, and G and I just got back from our little walk. I'm getting ready to take Truman now. We're doing them separately, as I mentioned, because it's hunting season, and both of them is a lot to pull. They're strong. Anyway, so we're talking about, that we're conditioned to do things that maybe there's no growth in, or that's flat out toxic. So here we want to kind of continue that. I told you about my cousin. He didn't do anything disrespectful. Just, I got to work that day. Sorry, that's how it is. I'm the newest one or whatever. And he got right out of the whole commitment, and subtly. So talking about the subtle later gator, there's a lot of power in the later gator, only subtly. And actually, in our family, although it's used more like in a levity, like a light, positive way, we call it the Irish exit. And I have to say I've been accused of it on several occasions. When we're on, about the 12th round of Trivial Pursuit, everybody's had a lot of wine, and I kind of sneak up the back stairs and go to bed at like 2 in the morning. I've been accused of the Irish exit in the following day. But here's the thing. That's kind of like a light, fun way. But here's the thing is the subtle later gator, because often we're talking about the shemp and the biting the hook, and when we have the then we react, and it's a big statement. That makes it all bigger. It just gives it so much energy. So the person who's salty and kind of the source of a lot of the drama ends up flying high on that because you bit the hook. So that kind of rolls into the power of our subtle later gator, is to get out of whatever it is. And I'm not saying to not go out of our way for people. That's a whole different, absolutely not. It's important to obviously do good things for others, and it may not be convenient for us, that whole thing. I'm talking about getting out of the way of something that's just not good for you. No growth, no joy. And we just don't need a permission slip as adults. We just don't. However is kind of fancy word for but. It can be way easier to get out of whatever when it's a real subtle later gator. Think about it the other way. When someone shows up for a thing, whether they bring anything with them, whether there's any gift, giving thing, they don't have that. When they're that wonderful person in your life and they're just present, maybe they're present when you're sick, they're present when it's your birthday, they're present when it really matters, you had your heart cracked right down the middle. That presence means everything. Think of how powerful presence is. And then think of the flip side of that. I'm removing that wonderfulness from you by just being silently not showing up and doing my own thing without saying a word. Taking the power of that wonderfulness of you is enough of a statement to nudge whoever into growing and figuring it out. We don't even care about that. We just care about you're removing your wonderful presence from said toxic situation. That's a big enough statement. You don't really need